Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you guys how to make the Rumi braids from K-pop Demon Hunters. Now I will also show you guys how to put the braid on once you're done with making them. So let's get into the video. You're going to need 2 Kanekalon braid hair extensions. I'm using lavender, but I also have a dark purple one as well. You want to make sure it's Kanekalon and then it is thinned out from the bottom. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using 2 packs of extensions. I'm using 1.5 packs to start off the braid. I'm using all of these little tools to start off the braid, and we're going to be using a cotton hair tie. I'm using a lavender one to match with the extension, and then I'm tying it right in the middle, just how I did with this method, and you guys would be able to do it if you followed how I showed you guys right in this video. Now we're going to be doing a pull through braid, or aka dragon braid. We want to make sure that you are going to be using good elastics to tie, and once you're done with tying the elastic, you're going to fluff it up and I'm going to repeat the process. So each time you're just going to put that middle strand away and then get the 2 strands and then use an elastic and tie it twice. I will recommend to use black elastics. The clear ones will pop, so I will put in the link in my description if you guys want to go ahead and take a look at the hair elastics. I know a lot of people have mentioned that they do tend to pop with the ones they've bought in, so hopefully that helps. But as you can see, I'm just repeating the same process, and you want to always make sure that it is nice and tight and it is fluffed out once you're done. So the reason why I'm making this braid so much bigger, and of course Rumi has big braids as well, but I want to make it as big as I can to cover your actual hair with the braid. I do want to mention that I'm putting the extension on a metal braid rack. Now you guys don't have to be using something like this. I just have it available for me, but if you guys have like anything that's pointy, such as like a doorknob or some type of area that you're able to just hang the cotton hair tie, you're good to go. You don't need a whole braid rack like I do. So I'm just letting you guys know you're able to do this anywhere, as long as you have the extensions, a hair tie, and you're gonna be good to go. Now you guys are seeing right at the middle of the extensions, I'm gonna be adding more of the remaining extensions that I have. So I'm splitting it into 2, but I'm making it into smaller sections so I'm able to put it through the elastic. Now I'm using a crochet hook that you guys see right over here, and this crochet hook is allowing me to put the extension through that tiny little elastic. Now you guys are able to use a loopy tool that's like bigger and you can put more hair, but I find it a little bit hard to put more extensions through this tiny little elastic. So that's why I'm using this small little crochet hook, and I'm able to hold one side of the extension and pull through the other one with the crochet hook, or if you need to use your hands, you're able to do so. You can also hold on to the elastic if you need to really hold all of the hair together. I'm doing it to one of the strands, and now you can see I'm going to put the rest of the remaining hair onto the next strand, just so that both strands are going to be nice and long and have more volume towards the bottom. If you guys did not put extensions towards the bottom, you're gonna be able to see that it's gonna be a really short Rumi braid, which is kind of defeating the whole purpose of having a beautiful long braid like Rumi's. So just to give you guys a heads up, it's really important to add a little bit of the extension towards the bottom. That's why I did half of the braid. Like the 2 packs of hairs that I had, I did one of the packs half, and then the remaining I'm just adding on to the bottom of these extensions. So yeah, as long as you guys go ahead and make sure you're putting small strands, you take your time, and using a crochet hook or a loopy tool, you're gonna be good to go to making this beautiful braid nice and long. And now we're just gonna be continuing the process, nothing else to it. And you're just gonna go ahead, use the elastic, same process again, and fluff it all up. It's pretty straightforward. It's such a beautiful braid, and what I love about this type of braid, it lasts longer than, let's say, the regular braid if you were to like fluff it up. Because if you fluff up a regular braid, it doesn't last as long versus all of these elastics holding the hair together. So I really like this braid and it lasts long. It gives that nice illusion of like that big braid that Rumi has. You're just going to be doing this all the way to the end, even if it's like small little pieces. I try to do it as much as I can and leave a little rest out on the bottom. And just so you guys know, if you don't feel like actually making these and you actually just want to buy it from somewhere, I make these. It's all handmade by me. I have my website at everylittlestrand.com. If you guys are interested to go ahead and purchase one of these bad boys, you're welcome to do so. Otherwise, you guys can make this on your own at home. Alright guys, we are all done with the extensions. I'm just tying the two ends together, leaving a little hair out, and then cutting the remaining of the extensions that we don't need, and we are all done. It is a beautiful Rumi braid and I'm loving the color. I'm going to show you another example of doing these beautiful pull-through braids, but this time I'm going to show you guys how to cover the elastic. So same process again, just like how I showed you guys before. I'm going to be using a cotton hair tie and tying it right in the middle, creating a little loop on the cotton hair tie. We're going to be splitting the extensions just like so. And then from the middle part, we're going to go ahead and put that over. If you need to use the clip, go ahead and do so. And then putting those two remaining strands together and tying it with the elastic. And then once you're done tying it with the elastic, you can use a crochet hook, pull it through, get a small strand of the extensions, get that extension and pull it through just like so, and voila, you have the hidden elastic. So it is like super seamless. Now you can go ahead, repeat the same process, just using the crochet hook. I will mention, I think it's better if you guys first, before hiding the elastic, to fluff out the hair. I wish I did that first because it's a little bit hard to fluff out the extensions after hiding the elastic. So just a little heads up. I did that for the remaining of the braid, but I just wanted to show you guys how it would look like if you guys were to hide the elastic. So it's a little bit different, and I will say it is a longer process to do it. It does look more clean to do it this method, but you can see how beautiful it looks. There is no elastic showing and it is amazing. Now for the actual braid. Okay guys, what can go wrong? It looks just like Rumi's braid, right? So pretty, so perfect. I did the whole thing, okay? I did the whole process just to show you guys it doesn't even fit and to cover any of my hair. So I'm telling you guys this because this way with the pull-through braids are so much better than actually braiding the hair. So just a little heads up, if you're thinking to do an actual braid, it doesn't cover anything. So now I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to put these beautiful pull-through braid extensions on your hair. It's pretty simple. I'm literally making sure that I brush all of my hair, and we're gonna separate into 3 sections, 3 ponytails, okay? I'm using a little bit of my pomade. You can use a gel or even a hairspray to get all of the little frizzies, because Rumi has slick hair, okay? She has no flyaways. It is nice and clean, and you want to make sure you get the first section right at the very top, like a small little section. unicorn, like a little unicorn, okay? And the reason why we're doing that is because Rumi's braid starts right at the very top of her head. If you do it a little bit lower or bigger sections, the braid is going to be in a different placement and it's not going to look like Rumi. So just a little heads up, this is why I'm doing it into 3 strands, okay? And then for the back braid, I guess not back braid, because I'm going to braid all of these. The back ponytail, you want to make sure it's nice and sleek using the product, using a comb, and we are going to braid all of these ponytails, okay? We want to make sure that there is none of your hair coming out of the braid, okay? It's kind of like a wig where you have to braid all of your hair and try to hide it and makes it more flat and flattened down. So that's what we're trying to do. So now we have 3 braids, just like so. And the 2 back braids, I'm going to go ahead and make like a little bun, but a flat bun. So I'm using clips if you need to. I'm using like hairpins. You can use bobby pins, whatever gets your hair nice and flat. We are going to be hiding this hair with the braid. And we're going to make sure I'm using a bunch of hairpins, okay? If you need to use bobby pins, whatever you got to do to hide your hair, do so. Now I'm going to be using of course, the beginning of the extension. I'm going to tie the first braid, and then the remaining of that braid, I'm going to go ahead and hide it with that braided bun that I made. Now you can see I am basically using this braid to hide my actual hair. That's why it's important to make it nice and fluffy and big, so we're able to hide all of your hair. Okay, and then I'm going to make sure I put a bunch of pins everywhere and product, and then voila, this is the end result, guys. This is the Rumi braid. It was a very easy process to make it. It was a very easy process to put it on, and you can reuse it again and again. I know Halloween is right around the corner, so you guys are able to go ahead and use this beautiful braid and make it at home in your convenience. So I hope this video was super helpful for you guys and you guys can make this on your own. I would love for your guys' thoughts on the video, and if you want to see future videos and any ideas on that, I would love to hear it. Please subscribe to my little channel that's growing, and I'll see you guys until the next video. Bye guys, and have a wonderful, blessed day.